Have you ever found yourself feeling lonely or unfulfilled, even when you're surrounded by people? Do you struggle to find happiness and contentment within yourself, always seeking validation and joy from external sources? If so, you're not alone. In fact, learning to be happy alone is one of the greatest challenges we face as human beings, but it's also one of the most rewarding. You see, from a young age, we're taught that happiness comes from the outside world. We're told that we need to have the perfect relationship, the dream job, the fancy car, or the lavish lifestyle to be truly happy. But the truth is, none of those things can give us lasting fulfillment if we haven't first learned to be happy with ourselves. So how do we do that? How do we cultivate a deep sense of self-love, self-acceptance, and inner peace, regardless of our external circumstances? It starts with a shift in mindset, a willingness to let go of our preconceived notions of happiness and embrace a new way of being. First and foremost, we need to recognize that being alone does not equal being lonely. In fact, some of the most fulfilling and transformative moments in our lives often happen when we're by ourselves. It's in those quiet moments of solitude that we have the opportunity to connect with our true selves, to explore our passions and interests, and to cultivate a sense of inner strength and resilience. But for many of us, the idea of being alone is terrifying. We've been conditioned to believe that we need others to complete us, to validate our worth, and to give our lives meaning. We fear the silence, the stillness, and the uncertainty that comes with being alone. But what if I told you that those fears are actually holding you back from your greatest potential? What if I told you that embracing solitude is the key to unlocking your true happiness and fulfillment? You see, when we rely on others for our happiness, we give away our power. We become dependent on external validation and approval, always seeking the next fix of attention or affection. But when we learn to be happy alone, we take back that power. We become self-sufficient, self-reliant, and self-assured. So how do we start? The first step is to get comfortable with discomfort. Learning to be happy alone often means facing our deepest fears and insecurities head on. It means sitting with the uncomfortable emotions that arise when we're by ourselves, without trying to distract or numb ourselves. This can be challenging at first, especially if we've spent years avoiding our own company. But with practice and patience, we can learn to embrace the discomfort and see it as an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. One of the best ways to do this is through mindfulness and meditation. By taking just a few minutes each day to sit in stillness and focus on our breath, we can begin to cultivate a sense of inner peace and calm. We can learn to observe our thoughts and emotions without getting caught up in them, and we can start to develop a deeper sense of self-awareness and self-compassion. Another key to learning to be happy alone is to pursue our passions and interests with enthusiasm and curiosity. When we're engaged in activities that light us up and bring us joy, we're less likely to feel lonely or unfulfilled. Whether it's painting, writing, hiking, or playing music, finding hobbies and pursuits that we love can help us build a strong sense of self and purpose. But it's not just about keeping ourselves busy or distracted. Learning to be happy alone also means developing a deep sense of self-love and self-acceptance. It means treating ourselves with kindness and compassion, even when we make mistakes or fall short of our own expectations. One way to cultivate self-love is through positive self-talk and affirmations. Instead of constantly criticizing or judging ourselves, we can learn to speak to ourselves with the same love and encouragement we would offer a dear friend. We can remind ourselves of our strengths, our talents, and our inherent worth, even in moments of doubt or insecurity. Another way to build self-love is through acts of self-care and self-nurturing. This can look different for everyone, but some examples might include taking a relaxing bath, treating ourselves to a healthy meal, or taking a solo trip to a place we've always wanted to visit. The key is to prioritize our own needs and desires without feeling guilty or selfish for doing so. Of course, learning to be happy alone doesn't mean we have to isolate ourselves from others completely. In fact, having strong, supportive relationships is an important part of overall well-being and happiness. But when we learn to be content and fulfilled on our own, we're able to show up in our relationships from a place of wholeness and self-sufficiency rather than neediness or desperation. We're able to give and receive love freely without expectations or attachments. We're able to set healthy boundaries and communicate our needs clearly without fear of rejection or abandonment. And we're able to weather the ups and downs of relationships with grace and resilience, knowing that our happiness and worth are not dependent on anyone else. Ultimately, learning to be happy alone is about cultivating a deep sense of trust and faith in ourselves. It's about believing that we have the strength, the wisdom, and the resilience to handle whatever life throws our way without needing to rely on others to save or complete us. And the beautiful thing is, when we learn to be happy alone, we open ourselves up to even greater happiness and fulfillment in all areas of our lives. We attract people and experiences that align with our true selves, and we're able to create the kind of life we've always dreamed of on our own terms. So if you're struggling to find happiness and contentment within yourself, know that you're not alone. Know that it's possible to cultivate a deep sense of self-love and inner peace, no matter what your external circumstances may be. And know that by learning to be happy alone, you're giving yourself the greatest gift of all, the gift of true freedom, joy, and fulfillment. It won't happen overnight, and it won't always be easy. There will be moments of doubt, fear, and discomfort along the way. But with practice, patience, and self-compassion, you can learn to embrace solitude as a path to your greatest potential and happiness. So start today. Take a few minutes to sit in stillness and connect with your breath. Pursue a passion or hobby that lights you up from the inside out. Speak to yourself with kindness and love, even in moments of struggle or self-doubt. And trust that you have everything you need within yourself to create a life of true happiness and fulfillment, no matter what challenges come your way. Remember, learning to be happy alone is not about being perfect or having it all figured out. It's about being willing to show up for yourself day after day with curiosity, compassion, and a sense of adventure. It's about embracing the journey of self-discovery and self-love, even when it feels scary or uncertain. And as you continue on this path, you may find that being alone is not something to be feared or avoided, but rather something to be cherished and celebrated. You may find that solitude is a source of great strength, creativity, and wisdom, and that it allows you to connect with yourself and the world around you in profound and meaningful ways. So embrace the journey, my friend. Embrace the discomfort, the uncertainty, and the joy that comes with learning to be happy alone. Trust that you are exactly where you need to be, and that every step along the way is leading you closer to your true self and your greatest potential. And know that you are never truly alone, even in your moments of deepest solitude. You are connected to a vast and beautiful universe filled with endless possibilities and opportunities for growth and transformation. You are supported by a love that knows no bounds, and that is always guiding you towards your highest good. So keep going. Keep showing up for yourself. Keep cultivating self-love and self-acceptance, and keep trusting in the journey. And know that by learning to be happy alone, you are not only giving yourself the greatest gift, but you are also inspiring others to do the same. Because when we learn to be happy alone, we create a ripple effect of love, joy, and fulfillment that touches everyone around us. We become a beacon of hope and possibility, reminding others that true happiness comes from within, and that we all have the power to create the life we desire, no matter what challenges we may face. As we embark on this journey of learning to be happy alone, it's important to remember that it's not a one-size-fits-all process. What works for one person may not work for another, and that's okay. The key is to be patient, curious, and open to experimentation as you discover what brings you joy and fulfillment. One of the most powerful tools in this process is gratitude. When we focus on the things we're grateful for, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, we shift our mindset from one of lack and scarcity to one of abundance and appreciation. We begin to see the beauty and wonder in the world around us, and we cultivate a sense of contentment and peace that comes from within. So start each day by taking a few moments to reflect on the things you're grateful for. It could be something as simple as the warmth of the sun on your face, the taste of your favorite coffee, or the love and support of a dear friend. The more you practice gratitude, the more you'll begin to see the blessings in your life, even in moments of challenge or difficulty. Another key to learning to be happy alone is to embrace your own uniqueness and authenticity. So often we try to fit into someone else's mold of who we should be or what we should want. rather than honoring our own truth and desires. But when we learn to be true to ourselves, we tap into a deep well of happiness and fulfillment that comes from living in alignment with our values and passions. This means letting go of the need for external validation or approval, and instead trusting in our own inner wisdom and intuition. It means being willing to take risks, to try new things, and to follow our own path, even if it looks different from everyone else's. And it means celebrating our own quirks, eccentricities, and imperfections, knowing that they are what make us beautifully and uniquely ourselves. Of course, embracing our authenticity doesn't mean we have to do everything alone. In fact, having a strong support system of friends, family, and loved ones is an important part of overall well-being and happiness. But when we learn to be happy alone, we're able to show up in those relationships from a place of wholeness and self-sufficiency rather than neediness or codependency. We're able to give and receive love freely without expectations or attachments. We're able to communicate our needs and boundaries clearly without fear of rejection or abandonment. And we're able to weather the ups and downs of relationships with grace and resilience, knowing that our happiness and worth are not dependent on anyone else. Another important aspect of learning to be happy alone is to cultivate a sense of purpose and meaning in our lives. This doesn't necessarily mean we have to have it all figured out or know exactly what we want to do with our lives. But it does mean taking the time to explore our passions, values, and interests, and finding ways to contribute to the world in a way that feels authentic and fulfilling to us. This could mean volunteering for a cause we care about, starting a creative project or business, or simply being kind and compassionate to those around us. The key is to find something that lights us up from the inside out, and that gives us a sense of purpose and direction, even in moments of uncertainty or doubt. And as we continue on this journey of self-discovery and self-love, it's important to remember that it's not a linear process. There will be ups and downs, moments of clarity and moments of confusion, times when we feel like we're making progress and times when we feel like we're stuck or going backwards. But through it all, we can learn to be kind and compassionate with ourselves, to treat ourselves with the same love and understanding we would offer a dear friend. We can learn to let go of perfectionism and self-judgment and instead embrace the messiness and imperfection of the human experience. And we can learn to trust in the journey, knowing that every step along the way is leading us closer to our true selves and our greatest potential. We can learn to be happy alone, not because we're settling for less or giving up on our dreams, but because we're choosing to be our own best friend, our own greatest ally, and our own source of love and support. So keep going, my friend. Keep showing up for yourself. Keep cultivating self-love and self-acceptance, and keep trusting in the journey. Know that you are not alone, even in your moments of deepest solitude, and that there is a whole community of people out there who are rooting for you and cheering you on. And know that by learning to be happy alone, you are not only giving yourself the greatest gift, but you are also inspiring others to do the same. You are creating a ripple effect of love, joy, and fulfillment that touches everyone around you, and that has the power to transform the world in profound and beautiful ways. So let's keep going together. Let's keep learning, growing, and discovering all the incredible things we're capable of, both alone and in community with others. Let's keep embracing the journey of self-discovery and self-love, even when it feels scary or uncertain. And let's keep reminding ourselves that true happiness comes from within, and that we all have the power to create the life we desire, no matter what challenges we may face. Let's be our own best friends, our own greatest allies, and our own sources of love and support. Because when we learn to be happy alone, we open ourselves up to a world of endless possibilities and opportunities for growth and transformation. We become a beacon of hope and possibility, reminding others that they too have the power to create a life of joy, fulfillment, and purpose, no matter what their circumstances may be. So let's do this together. Let's learn to be happy alone. And let's create a world where everyone has the tools and the support they need to cultivate true happiness and well-being from the inside out. Let's embrace solitude as a path to our greatest potential, and let's inspire others to do the same. Are you ready? Let's keep going, one step at a time, one day at a time, one moment at a time. And let's trust that the journey itself is the destination, and that every step along the way is leading us closer to our true selves and our greatest happiness. Thank you for being here, for showing up for yourself, and for being willing to embrace the journey of learning to be happy alone. You are a true inspiration, and I am honored to be a part of your journey. So let's keep going, my friend. Let's keep learning, growing, and discovering all the incredible things we're capable of. And let's keep reminding ourselves that we are never truly alone, even in our moments of deepest solitude. Because we are all connected, all part of a greater whole, all part of a love that knows no bounds. And when we learn to be happy alone, we tap into that love, that connection, and that sense of belonging that is our birthright and our greatest gift. So here's to the journey, my friend. Here's to the ups and downs, the joys and the sorrows, the moments of clarity and the moments of confusion. Here's to the incredible adventure of learning to be happy alone and of discovering all the beauty, wonder, and possibility that lies within us and all around us. And here's to you, my friend. Here's to your courage, your resilience, your wisdom, and your strength. Here's to the incredible being that you are, and to the incredible journey that lies ahead. May you always remember that you are loved, that you are worthy, and that you are never truly alone. May you always find the happiness, peace, and fulfillment that comes from within, and may you always inspire others to do the same. Thank you for being here, for being you, and for being a part of this incredible journey of life. I am honored to walk beside you, and I can't wait to see all the amazing things you'll create and discover along the way. So let's keep going, my friend. Let's keep learning to be happy alone, and let's keep creating a world of love, joy, and possibility, one moment at a time. Here's to the journey, and here's to you. Thank you for being here.